Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. I'm Brian,
And I'm Braden.
and we are hanging out playing some Pacman Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs, trying to continue our dominance of the United States Eastern Division. Chief is here.
But not even just the Eastern Division, the world.
Man,
The actual. I know this game supposedly the servers haven't been opened up in Japan yet, and they haven't set up it's not available on Japanese storefronts yet, which I'm not sure if that's true. But the fact that Dad is within the top 10 on globally, and he is what is it for the second or third PlayStation player.
globally, I'm the fourth best place, third or fourth. And the thing is, though, if you just tuned into our Castle Crasher stream, we did do that from start to finish, and we don't stop here in producing things. So
This is kind of like a secret stream, honestly. Like Dad was gonna be doing. It's one of those things where if Dad's gonna be doing it anyways, he has that mentality that it ought to be for content,
Absolutely.
especially when it's something like this that he's really like. This game probably will only be up for a year.
And this is my badge arcade. I kept saying like this is my badge
arcade. It
arcade.
Could be a year or 2 years, or maybe it builds a bigger community and it has more support than that. But this game may not have the staying power because if you remember, a lot of these kind of games come and go, and it's like just a little. It's almost like a test.
Right.
But they already had the test for this. They had.
It was on Google Stadia, and it was basically.
But they also had Pacman 99.
Yeah.
And that was, but people think that like was literally kind of like a beta of this, like at least from what some of the little forums I'm reading and stuff, like people think that literally ninth global and fifth Eastern.
Let's see.
So
it looks like I lost a spot in the Eastern to space.
You got knocked down one.
He played long enough to beat. He played long enough to beat me by one.
He literally beat you by one game and then got off. That had to have been intentional.
Oh, for sure.
He had to have been looking at that and gone, I got one over.
But we're still number one on the PlayStation in the East, which is important. That we're representing a whole brand as the number one, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And then as far as globally goes, we did drop one to space, so. When we said top 10, I'm glad that it's still holding true because there wasn't 100% guarantee based on the fact that we just streamed a 5-hour game and there was a little bit of, I played like almost 14 hours ago. So I do commend you, Space, for putting in the work today. It looks like Ev Branch just jumped into the global rankings out of nowhere. It looks like some people put in some work. Kofi looks like he put in a little bit of work today. Good to him. And I appreciate you guys for putting in the time because it's really competitive right now. I just saw that Toy Hunter. It looks like Toy Hunter put in some work. He's pushing towards his 300th win, so congratulations to him. And shout out to everybody that's doing the damn thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a what I like to call a pack snack, which is a 90-minute session. But when I do multiple of those, I call them a snack pack because I don't know how many that could be. It could be 2 to 6. 6 would be an 8-hour session, and we split up into, if you think about it in perpetuity afterwards, we can split it up into 90-minute sessions, so you can only see about 15 to 20 games per session. That way you don't have to watch all of it in the stream if you want to say that you're following along and riding this out with us too, as we continue to climb the U.S. Eastern Local Division and the Global Division in this game. But with that being said, there's enough gift of the gab. We're going to try to push to about 300 wins on this couple pack snacks. So let's see what we can do in the first one.
Yeah, these are all ranked games, by the way. Dad's already the highest possible rank in the game, Chomp Champ, and he's still rocking that clean 100% win rate. I mean, and a lot of people even up at that top spot in the leaderboard have gotten at least a couple losses.
Yeah.
Like you said, they weren't paying attention. They left the room. Something.
It started. They got a phone call. They have a dog or a child, and they're by themselves, and their child's about to break something, and it's more important than Chomp Champs at the moment. I totally get that. I do. But you should also know that if you're putting the pressure on yourself, that you put yourself in a position where you don't have to deal with that if you're going to be playing at that level. Like, you play when your child's asleep. You play when you might have to let your dog bark for 6 minutes and deal with you peeing in the house because you don't normally do that kind of thing. That type of thing. You have support systems in place and safety nets to do damage control when people are coming in to mess with you, like that type of stuff.
Luckily, as far as taking care of the dog goes,
yeah,
you got me. And
well, Chiefers right now is in lay down mode because we are in the Eastern Division. We can't really hide where we're at. We're in the Eastern Division at this point. You can clearly tell because that's what we're repping. So he's pretty tired and wondering why we decided to play Castle Crashers from start to finish. Now Daddy's gonna be sitting here messing around and chomping up some ghosts, and he's like, "Bro, sleepy time." I was like, "Yep, sleep will happen after this long session, and then I will go and hang out at one of the many other things that we do. I go hang out at this place and smell good smells and talk to fun people and motivate people all day. It's really fun." So unfortunately, those people won't get my energy full time when you guys continue to support us like we know that you do with our projects like Game a Day May, us trying to chomp our way to #1, Bray wrecking through some Dark Souls 3, or me running through some Dave the Diver. He's also bouncing back with some Plants vs. Zombies. We were able to use Game a Day May this year as a good jump off point so far.
Yeah, starting all kinds of new series for the rest of the year, kind of setting the groundwork for what we're going to be doing and working on going forward. I think that's a great thing. It really kind of revives our energy in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to kind of do things, and
it's good when the rest of the year can fill itself up so much that you're like, well, I guess we have to push something in 2025, and that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, having too much content on the docket is a great problem to have.
Trust me, guys, I know that we're burning bright right now, and we're never gonna slow down as far as upload speed, but we may not show as much. There may be times where it's not gonna be as much per day when we finally hit that stride. Game of Day May will always be the peak of our season, and after it's over, it's almost like a WrestleMania. We reset for the year. So that's when we kind of structure how we do the rest of the year. It's like we were saying, it structures the rest of the content, and it also gives us a way to pace out the rest of the year for you guys. So don't also think that it's locked in stone ever. If you have suggestions, we are very open to those in any of our forums, any of our videos. We pay attention to when you guys suggest us videos. I'm sorry, content to do, because again, I know it's a stigma where you get tired of a YouTuber starting a series and not finishing it off. You have to look at it from their perspective. If there's no interest, there's no reason for them to be motivated to continue it. So if you ping interest, then we're interested, and that's really what motivates us to make the content, is what's interesting you. So it's like a symbiotic thing and a full circle, a packed circular thing, if you will. So feel free to look at any of our videos and be like, hey, you played Mario Wonder, and I really thought you were going to do 100% God. I am, but not going to put effort into that today if I have to play Pacman or a Game a Day May game, and nobody's talked to me about Mario Wonder in 2 months because everybody else oversaturated it. We're giving you a way to veto oversaturation of the content. That's a pretty cool thing.
And at that point, it also applies kind of to my thing with Dark Souls. If people have requested and wanted me to get back to Dark Souls and pick that back up, so it makes sense for me to do that rather than going and doing something that sure will be fun to do, but it may not be something that I really even need to be really putting too much time into right now.
Right.
Starting some sub-series of something that may not even be as enjoyable, or may not hit the right audience.
Right, we had somebody today in chat talk about Hollow Knight, and you're passionate about that, and all that did was stoke the fires, you know what I mean? Whereas you were like, that's gonna just wait for a little bit, and then someone's like, Hollow Knight, and you're like, ooh, somebody else wants to help me? And they're gonna help you in a way through that, where they can give you maybe they're gonna be the one that removes the roadblock that was why you weren't able to get through that and just be motivated to do it every day until you were done with it, or every other day, or once a week, or whatever. And then this person's now wanting the content, and they're going to hang out with you, or at least even off screen or in the Discord, be able to help you through that experience. And it's going to be more enjoyable when you have the guy in the chair, so to speak.
Right.
Because we could always look the stuff up, their game facts. We can always watch somebody else's tech, but then what happens is you don't want to accidentally be influenced by somebody else's tech in a way where, that would not be cool.
Right. I totally get that. Welcome, guys. Hope you're doing well. We went through and did play for Game of Day May today. Day 14, we played through all of Castle Crashers in an epic stream. If you'd like to check that out, it was so much fun, and we saw some new faces and had some had some good moments. I really I urge you to go through that and check that out, and really appreciate Newgrounds, the Behemoth, and really what Castle Crashers is. I'm sure you probably already know. It's just like something that really was very important and influential to my childhood. So I'm just glad we got to feature it on the channel.
Absolutely. Also, if you go back and you watch some of the earlier videos on this series, I was talking a lot of tech for the first couple hundred wins. I'm kind of now hit that wall where I'm going to be doing a lot more moving in silence. If you want to see those videos, they're there. I urge you to check those out. It's also a way to encourage you to watch that, so that if you want a lot more in depth as I'm starting to develop tech and my strategy, it's all there. It's very transparent. I think that makes this journey a lot more fun instead of being like the gatekeepers of old, the ones that would come up with the scoring techniques like point presses and stuff and not share them with friends, and then also even be really aggravated if you're like standing over their shoulder trying to learn or any of that stuff. I think that this is my way of like letting you be over my shoulder, because if we were in an arcade playing this game, you were going to be able to do that anyways. So the Vid-Bits is allowing you to like literally stand over our shoulder and watch our tech, and we're also giving you the commentary about it. I guess that's the added bonus, is if you watch the stuff, you're getting the commentary for the tech too, which is...
I think there's also a reason why we don't do guides on the channel, and it's because a lot of, if we're playing a game, we're gonna be showing you how to enjoy the game or what the game has to offer. Like, I think a lot of the time we're setting you guys up for success to enjoy the game yourself.
Right.
Especially if it's an experience where one of us has played it and the other one hasn't, because it gives you the opportunity to put yourself in, say, Dad or my shoes, for whoever's the person who hasn't played the game yet. Like, you will be able to enjoy the game in learn with Dad or me at the same time, and then you'll come to appreciate the game. I see so many comments that are like, man, you inspired me to come play this game that I've never played before, or hey, you inspired me to play this game differently than I've played it.
Right.
Like, that's just, we love to see that.
And it's also fun too, because we do separate projects together. We do projects, separate projects and projects together here. But ultimately, our main passion is always to do projects together. But we always like to fill the time with separate projects too, instead of just doing that as gaming in our off time. So we found a way to make that easier, to make the programming block always full for you guys. But also the cool thing about it is we can do these projects separately where we're not in the same room. But when we are, it's like we can kind of guest star on each other's projects that we're not in all the time. So that also lets you know that when we talk about the Vid-Bits, it's not Brian or Braden. It's the Vid-Bits as a team, and you're going to see it together separately in different like iterations of that. And I hope that you enjoy that too, because, you know, when I like sit in eventually in a Dark Souls stream and I'm just in awe of it, and I definitely, because I don't have anything really to add advice-wise, but I guess it kind of like, you know, hopefully it's not adding too much extra pressure, because to me, I think that trying to perform in front of somebody that, you know, I don't want to say he like tries to impress me, but he definitely loves to, you know, to show out just as much as he likes to show out for you guys. You know what I mean? He wants to make it so that when you have that one shot to impress people, that you do the best performance. And sometimes we do stuff like say, hey, we're going to beat Castle Crashers as fast as possible. The internet said 7 hours and we crushed it in 4. So
yeah, that for a co-op speed run, that's the fastest time we've ever put down. And
hey,
that's
Skippy!
That's with a 15-minute break and you know, just some talking and, you know, realness, because like we said, casual speed running, it's that movement we're trying to start. But also, hey Skippy man, how are you doing?
Thank you so much, Skippy. We weren't trying to. Unfortunately, when I'm in a game, I don't get a chance to see chat until in between.
I should have been looking at that as someone as the person who's not.
It's alright. You're over there trying to get the perfect flip with your board intact. It's cool.
You know. Right now I'm at work, so sorry for missing the streams, and so stoked for this journey to become Pacman King. Hell yeah!
That motivates me, man. It inspires me too that somebody else that works hard is motivated and inspired by what we're doing. So it's just awesome. Because we know you're a hard worker. You're in there churning and burning. You're in there putting in the time. I wonder why my experience points was only 55 points. That was weird. It's 55 points too. I might, after this game, I might have to jump out and close and reopen the game because sometimes it's done a little weird stuff sometimes.
Like where you're not getting enough XP.
Well, there was a couple times I got double XP and I still haven't found the reason and rhyme for it.
It's probably patches and they're probably slowly changing. Like we saw on that one stream.
It's not fair than if they cut experience for wins by 20 points and then all of a sudden these guys got all that game when it was that.
That's
and then
true.
I will be so frustrated. It will make this so much longer. It's not going to not happen. That will just motivate me even freaking more. But I just don't think that that's fair to make an adjustment like that. Like that's a really crazy adjustment. Like if for some reason for the last, I mean the game came out the 1st, and now we're almost in the first 2 weeks of it being active, and if you had it early access, you got it the 1st. If you got it normally, you got it the 8th, and we got it here at Vid-Bits if you watch First Impressions, which really is what segued us into playing this, or segued me to decide to try to do something crazy, is watch First Impressions. And I'm telling you, during it, I'm not even sure if I'm going to touch rank because I didn't know how it was going to be, to, oh my god, I think I have a real shot at this. Like, so let's do it. You know what I mean? So, to do that from day one almost, as far as like, we're almost day oneers here, and some of the only people that have streamed every game.
I think we've made more. I think we've already made more content than anybody else on this game.
I think so too.
I mean, with your,
because people do little bits in here, and they do edited stuff too, so they look sexy. But I'm putting it all out there for you raw.
I have not seen people like record as lengthy and as crazy and as high level tech wise, like there. I don't think there's this much out there from anyone else. So we're literally on the ground floor of that community being put together.
We're going to put the ground floor of it too, so we're going to put it together and then be able to link these people together, and it'd be great because I think that, Bandai, if you are looking for an ambassador for a club, the Vid-Bits are totally willing to fulfill that role for this game, and then that way, by proxy, anything else that comes out in a vein like this. If you came out with a game like Dig Dug like this, I'm going to roll at that too. I'm just saying, we have server stats to back it up. If you guys have anything to do with Arcade 1-Up properties because you licensed them out, pull one out of your office and boot it up, and we're on there. Bray's on there for Mappy. I'm on there for Pacman, Super Pacman. I can call it out. Like, this isn't like a mistake of this game came out and he happens to be good at Pacman. It's like, no, I said before, this game is a combination of Pacman, Miss Pacman, Super Pacman, Pac-and-Pal, Pac-Mania, and Championship Edition. And if it wasn't for all those games together, it wouldn't make it so that if you played those building blocks that you would be good at a game like this. It's not that I'm good at a game like this because I'm good at Pac-Man. You guys made a bunch of great games and you married them together, and if you're good at all those games individually, then you are good at the game that they are all a combined effort to make. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys had intentions of doing that, but like the roaming prizes, that's like Miss Pac-Man, like, or like in Pac-and-Pal, you know what I mean? Like the way that you can go around and edge around corners, that's like Championship Edition. The variant, it's got so many great aspects of these other games that you guys just had like I got 150 for that game.
Is that not a lot?
That's double what I'm supposed to get. I'm only supposed to get 75. Like, and I'm calling myself out, so you don't.
Maybe there are certain variables that you don't know.
I don't.
Like maybe if you eat so many ghosts, maybe if you eat players, you get a ton.
But I don't even think I probably touched anybody that game. Like, and I'm gonna go back, and I love stats, and after this is all said and done, I will be able to, in my journal, game 1 win, game 2 12th place, game 3, and I'll be able to at the end of this journey tell you guys when we hit number 1. I'll be able to say, this is what we did to get it. This is the stats. And you will be able to go through on that in this playlist, click on one, and then hopefully, like I said, after we edit into 90-minute videos so you can know like what volume you're on, watch the whole thing and be like, I watched the Vid-Bits go from 0 to 1, and know that you were part of it. And we, especially when there's milestones, it's great. Like, somebody was in there this morning, or last morning. That was one that I think, Skippy, you jumped in. Like, you got to see like a milestone or whatever. Like, it was like, it's one of those situations where they don't happen that often, and the people that are in there, sometimes it may not be anybody, but if they're in there live, then That's why he said this is like a secret thing, because I have to do this based on time management, because this is the thing that I get to prioritize, unfortunately, last for the channel until it becomes a priority for us to push to #1 to get the goal. But until then, I have to make sure that our other content is able to be scheduled
especially
first.
during Game of Day.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, this whole thing also, to show the universe, to say if you really want it, now you also have to fit it in while I'm trying to pick up my other second job that's not YouTube, and then do Game of Day May with Bray. And last year, I had to take the burden of some of those individual playthroughs because we put the fucking pressure of beating the game instead of featuring the game. So some of the games, for time management wise, because I would get home from late work, he would have to like do the thumbnail and I would have to beat the game. And this year, luckily, when I've been overburdened because of Pacman and working all the other schedules, he's been able to pick up and do individual experiences
it's just
too.
Like,
so
it's breaking down pretty much why this game is on my backlog, or why it's a game that I've already played before and appreciate so much, and then all of the bits of info and nuggets of awesomeness that I know about, like the community building of that given game and how it's impacted the culture and all of those things, just adding in all the bits of knowledge that I know about why I want to play this game, or why this game is so awesome to me. Like, I think it's pretty easy to justify to yourself, like, to play games like with what so many different experiences provide. Like, it's very easy to be like, man, this game's so unique and there's so many different reasons to play this.
This is the thing, though, and I agree with that. I think the problem is people are, and I shot on this a little bit during the Castle Crashers vid, and shameless plug for Game of Day May, always during May, because that's the main thing that we talk about May, so we're going to shamelessly plug that in all the other projects, and you're just going to have to kind of deal with how that interweaves. But at the end of the day, some people are not either good public speakers or don't think that they can speak well, and I think that could like lead them away from thinking they still can't create content, or they can't have a impact because they have to like be able to speak well, when really sometimes your gameplay is what's going to speak for you. Your art that you draw, that there's an arm that's can't.
Guys, our most viral video has almost 100K views now, and it has no
less than 1,000 days on YouTube, and it's got no voiceover.
No, none. It just did really
and we
well.
We wanted to put it on there. We actually, that specific situation, we just could not. It could not work. Like, we could not work it out. We weren't happy with like the quality of what the microphone situation was going to be to fix that, so we decided for Game of Day May we weren't going to run mic on things, and that frustrated us. We were like, man, who's going to really want to watch this with no commentary? And like, it's like, okay, the gameplay spoke for itself.
But both Game of Day May and Chef Saltbaker and that whole DLC turned out very well as a good foundation for the channel.
It did.
It just showed that, I mean, and we were some of the first people who recorded and made content. As far as the full game goes, I would go as far to say, as aside from the people who streamed it, we were the first people who made episodic content of the Delicious Last Course when it came out. That's why those videos did how they did for our channel, and did the really helped us set the foundation for, you know, the kind of growth we've had, is just because like Dad gave me the hot tip at the right moment, when I say at the same time, I never talk about this, but we were the first people to post videos about the punch out code, the two-player punch out code.
Super punch out code.
Yeah. I did not see anyone else who had posted any sort of videos, at least on YouTube at the time, and they're like, the fact that they found that 20 years later or whatever, like, however, like that
the fact that the people that were in the dev team decided to not release that
no one leaked it ever, that shows that the amount of like discipline and the amount of like loyalty among the Japanese dev teams compared to American dev teams. Like, American dev teams will be like, oh, I'll just leak that, nobody's found that, I'll just leak that to see it finally get seen. Whereas these guys are like,
man, I can't believe nobody got my Easter egg, so let me go ahead and let you have it. And it's like, well, then it wasn't meant to be an Easter egg after all, if you really cared about somebody knowing what it was.
Exactly. It's more.
You think that Warren Robinette told people that he put his name in Avenger?
No.
Like, no. The only reason why they found out is because people were able to do like data mining back then. We didn't know what it was because the code was so simple as to throw it out on a screen, and it could be like, oh, there's the go-to line of where he put that text line or whatever.
Exactly,
You know?
but even the dev, it
and
was
then
such
they got
a
in
foreign-
trouble. He got in trouble. He got scolded retroactively about it
Oh,
because
yeah,
it wasn't meant to be in there. It was data that they were actually, maybe they were saying that he was pressing. He was filling that data like max, and maybe he's just like, okay, now I can say I filled it with the max, and I used the rest of the data, put my name on there, and they're like, that's data that doesn't need to be in there, so you're costing us money or some bullshit, even though the circuitry was only going to hold that
But
much
it's
data
bullshit that they
anyways.
were supposed to just do all that work and get no recognition.
They were
for
told
what
that they were
did.
no more valuable than the people assembling the games on the assembly line. That's how programmers were treated back in the day. It's insane.
Not as in like.
If you think about that, and I don't want to
go.
go super far into it, but if you think about that, that's an allegory with how unfortunately some of the smaller workers in the workforce feel, is that the bigger people on top act like they matter, but they at the end of the day they don't feel like they really matter, and then they're replaceable and just as replaceable as everybody else. And that's just crazy because those people went on to make Activision.
It's just crazy, but like, man, I have never felt the disrespect from YouTube like I have from a real workplace. Like, you really are treated like a piece of dirt in a real workplace, whereas you go on YouTube, and even my harshest critic on YouTube is not as mean to me as my bosses have been in real life. It's just ridiculous. Like, you are at least treated with some compassion on the internet, as long as you're a person who's trying to spread a good message of wholesome positivity and love.
Right.
You know what I mean? As long as you're not someone who's out there just trying to just spread negativity, like, if you're in that position, like, people really do, like I said though, like, they, even the harshest critics really aren't as bad as some of the, like, your bosses that you'll have in real life.
Absolutely. This is a reminder from us for you guys to hydrate yourself.
Yeah, I actually I need to drink some water.
If you could actually procure me another bottle, I've kind of gone through it a little bit quickly. That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
I think we're gonna work on getting some sort of generic hydration emote that's not biting any sort of moist individual's branding.
Right, he's awesome.
Shout out Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, you're awesome. If you want to, follow along with me becoming pack champion for the Vid-Bits, that'd be awesome. Because I think that, I would love to be able to have it so that you could find a way to represent this type of stuff in your esports league. We would definitely, like, if you wanted to do something in your esports league that had to do with this, I would love for you to let us represent you there, because I would totally do that. Like, we could just do like a quote
or
thing.
any sort of competitive speed running. I know Charlie loves speed running.
I mean,
man.
if you'd like to look at our stats,
our
we have some stuff
stuff.
we're not. It's a humble brag, but also to let you know, like,
Stuff in our repertoire, man.
you can
Our wheelhouse.
you
Our
can completely
wheelhouse.
negotiate the terms. We're completely acceptable to whatever you think is reasonable, because we don't have any knowledge of that, so we're not trying to offend you that way. But it'd be really awesome if you wanted to do that, especially because I think that esports should be, people should understand, like, the breadth of it is not necessarily the extent of just first-person shooters and stuff. If we could get an esports league that was like data banking, and like people were fighting for speed running records and stuff as like a culture, and like we like moved like that as a culture, I think that would be awesome.
Honestly, I feel like DuckTales is it's not a very well developed, like, community. Like, I don't think it's optimized.
People would have to have the money, would have to pay for that to be, the licensing would have to be paid to be okay that it's also co-opted through a brand. I think it's the problem with that.
I don't think it does, because ultimately, like, other games that are older still have well-developed speedrun communities. The problem is, I don't think DuckTales is optimized. I think there's probably another sequence break someone hasn't found, and I want it to be that everyone swarms on that, where they wanna see that next trick be found, because I think there's new tech to be found. Because I know, not to brag, but there is stuff that me and Dad have not shown on stream, and there are techniques that we have that we know that we haven't shown off, and we haven't fully been able to explain.
Put it together. We can't put it together.
Yeah.
But we have all of the individual tools to have more optimized runs than the majority of these people on the top of the leaderboards that are ahead of us. But we haven't been able to put all the pieces together yet. And there's still one big missing puzzle piece that we're still trying to put together. So
yeah, exactly.
It's awesome though that there's enough to it that it's deep enough that when we finally settle down some of their stuff, we could decide that that's the time that we're going to start leaning more into it. And we're just trying to find where that fits in the content block. So if you guys have a suggestion of a day that you'd like to see that, I know it sounds kind of sassy, but we're talking about maybe speedrun Sundays or something like that, where that's where we feature whatever we're currently working on individually and together, where like maybe if he's working on a project, I'm working on a project, you'll see two like attempts, like an attempt from him that day and maybe an attempt from me that day. So like it's almost like every Sunday, what is Bray or Bri going to both attempt? They're going to do their Mega Man 2 run, or they're going to do this, and like you'll see him do one attempt at his run, or like the session will be he can have one retry or one coin drop, whatever we decide to do. But it'll be an interesting thing. We're like, oh, on Sundays they do that. And then you'll always know what our records on all our games. You'll always be able to see on the playlist all the catalogs of all the runs that we've done. So you'll be able to see the progress of us improving tech. And then again, us then sharing and developing tech. The reason why we haven't done DuckTales yet is I'm not quite ready to share my tech on that.
It's also like I don't have the ability where I can fully explain all of the tech. It's still something that I feel impressed with myself doing, where it's like I don't know if I'm technically capable of explaining this
while you're doing it.
While I'm doing it.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yes. So it really takes like the practice and getting your chops back, as you say.
Like that's why when I'm giving you I was giving you tech on this game, it was not a problem, because like I can slip into like this mindlessness about it. But that's only because I've played 20 flipping years of trying to get 100k consistent on original Pacman. This game has that as its base. So say if this was like a game that had any other situation as its base, and that's what you played obsessively. If it was like, so in our example, and I really wish I had the stuff to back it up, but like Mario 35, playing Mario my whole life, I was really good at the Mario 35. It was like a no-brainer, you know what I mean? So I have to ride this out as long as it is, because I don't think it'll have a super long life, because unfortunately the people in the States aren't as passionate about this as the people in Japan. And that's okay, but the people in the States, that means that you guys aren't going to be super competitive, and we get to just rule these leaderboards as the Vid-Bits, especially if you guys reset this as a couple seasons, and when you guys do tournaments for this game, then we will always be there and in the conversation for it. And I just hope that all that does is the halo effect of the exposure for our brand. This is all just this is the biggest publicity stunt that's not a publicity stunt, because I enjoy playing this game and it just happens to all fall in line. If it wasn't like that, I'd be like, yeah, this is a publicity stunt. I would mute my other job for a week, and then I would just sit here and I would actually talk to a doctor what circumstances I would have to be in to just nail this out in like 1 week. But I don't want to do it like that. I like doing it an hour and a half here, 90 minutes. 90 minutes is a good chunk where, like I said, it's like a small movie. You can kind of just put it on in the background while you're doing your own 90 minutes worth of gaming, and you can give us some support while you see some of the moves. Or you can also second screen it while you're trying to learn how to play yourself. You know what I mean? That type of situation. So but with that being said, I'm going to what I'd like to say is, when we do these super late night in the East or early morning, I'd like to, in some of these situations, there'll be a couple times that I'll be a little bit more lo-fi, so I'd like to call that kind of like moving in silence. So we're gonna just like meld into the gameplay for a couple rounds and just chill. But if you guys are in chat, I have Bray moderating for the most part, and if not, in between rounds I'll take a look at it. So I'm definitely not ignoring you by any means, but because it's getting later and I'm going to try to also use these streams to wind down a little bit, I'm going to kind of just chill out. So like I said, I'm active in the chat in between rounds, but if not, kind of just slip back into this and enjoy some limited commentary gameplay for, we'll say the next couple games, and just enjoy it, okay guys? I'm going to meditate and get some good Pac-Man games in. Hopefully I can get with somebody that can get me a high score or a higher score, because it looks like I'm just in a lot of bot lobbies right now. I guess the last thing I'll say before I take my little sabbatical for a moment is this: like, if I took one of these bots and I went and I got trapped in their maze, and maybe we could push some points, but if it's just all about catching dubs and experience points right now to close the gap, then the fact is I can get through these games faster without messing with them, and that's why I'm not really even going in and chomping those guys, if in case you're wondering.
Unfortunately, I'm getting to that point, fellas, where I'm kind of hitting the wall. I'm feeling quite tired, ready to hit the hay. Thank you guys so much for your support today. Thank you guys so much for nearly 2,600 subscribers. We are so thankful every single day to see that number continue to rise and just see our community thrive and grow, and just allow us to just showcase and just really care, and ultimately, I don't know, I can't put it, I'm so tired I can't put it into eloquent words, because I'm normally one for higher vocabulary, but truly I can't quantify how awesome the experience to play some of my favorite games, and some games that I feel like I've owed my time to, and have that be recorded sometimes for the first time, and have it all be available to you guys live as it's happening and as we produce it, because we're very on the fly as soon as we feel that that was very lucky.
Yeah.
But as soon as we feel that motivation, like Dad always says, right, maximum right now, pow boom, and we put our the pedal to the metal and start just rolling, man. It's awesome to see what 2 years worth of dedication and time can really amount to. And
wait until you see where we're at in 7, guys. Like, just buckle up. It's not gonna slow down. I mean, again, if you're getting annoyed with seeing like things in your feed, it is Game of Day May, so you're gonna have to deal with that if you're a part of this journey, because we do ramp up and kind of slow down in May, because it lets us settle the rest of our content block for the rest of the year, and kind of start to theme what you guys want to see based on what pinged on Game of Day May, which is a great thing, because last year it was just beating the game in a day, so there was nothing else to say about it. So this year it's like, that's great. Oh, you only spent an hour and a half with that? Well, yeah, well, now we're going to spend more time with it because you like to see it. So. And
I also want to take this opportunity to thank the great Skippy the Bard for showing up, and even though he was at work, I really appreciate him showing up.
Yeah, I think he's in the background.
As our completely unnecessary tier member, someone really showing out, and someone who's active in the community. We really appreciate you. You really are a significant landmark on our journey to success, and we just appreciate everything that you've done for us, as well as the great Musicus Dominium, who has made our Be Right Back animated screen, which I watched him make over a grueling 3 to 4 hours with his amazing animation skills.
Yeah, and our our little icon and our banner and everything look professional. And I mean, not that you didn't do the best that you could, but when you have people that are so passionate about you too, that they put the extra effort because they want you to look great. He's really wanting to make sure we look great.
And the Discord that he's helping manage and run, plug the Vid-Bits Discord. That's,
for sure.
But ultimately, thank you to everyone who has been so supportive over these past 2 years. You guys are the best. With that, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna watch the stream as I'm winding down. But I'm getting ready for bed. I hope you all have a great night, or an amazing day, depending on where you're at.
Well, I appreciate you coming in at the beginning of this pack snack, man, and kind of setting me up for this a little bit. And once I hit win 300, whenever that is, it'll probably be when I'm still hungry and forgetting my manners at the end of the second pack snack of the snack pack. But I bet I will be ready for bed as well, and I'll be happy to have that round 300 for this sesh. So I appreciate the motivation and to drive me to the next 33 wins, bud. But you have a pleasant slumber, and I appreciate you modding, and I'm sure you'll mod till you nod. We'll call it that. Modding till nodding.
Love you guys. Take care.
All right, Bray. Thank you very much, bud. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and move in silence. Just kind of chill and veg out while I'm getting these dubs, and just kind of focus on trying to see if I can get these fast as possible so I can get as much gains as possible. Have to go to my shoot job tomorrow, which is the jobs that are, you know, I appreciate and I put my time into. It's almost like philanthropy at this point, because I really would like to be doing this full time, and you guys are making that happen one day at a time by supporting this content, liking and subscribing, and sharing these streams and all the long form and short form stuff that we do here. So we are greatly appreciative and continue your continued support, because like I've said before, this stuff is possible without the support that you guys show, but it is more enjoyable with the support that you show, because you help tailor the content, make the content, form the community, inspire and motivate us, and make it so that we can make more content like this for people like you. So it's important that you guys understand how big of a part of the process you are. With that is being said, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, kind of like move in silence, as I like to say, and just enjoy some games, and hopefully you'll enjoy some good games. I will be available for any questions and stuff I can in between rounds. I will be checking in between rounds, but if I don't see anything in between the round, then I'm just going to kind of chill. It doesn't mean don't engage, it just means that I'm not going to be like trying to provoke you guys to talk. I'm just going to be like more receptive. It's almost like a Q&A session, or like if you want to like say something, I can say what's up or whatever, shout you out, but for hanging out. But other than that, I just want to veg in here and get some good games in, and yeah, not for necessarily the rest of the whole stream, but just for a little bit, just to kind of chill and start to meditate so I can wind down. But thank you for being part of the journey. I definitely want to have all of it forever, so I'm trying to make sure that I am eligible for that. So if you get annoyed with it, I'm so sorry. I hope that you're, you know, as excited as I am to eventually see that #1 spot. But yep, it's Brian, and we're the Vid-Bits, and we're just providing some good pack play for you. looks like this last one of this first pack snack of the snack pack is going to put us into 20,000 rating, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do a recap of this pack snack, and then we will take a very small break and then do the other pack snack of the snack pack, which again, if you don't know, in the Vid-Bits, a pack snack is a 90-minute session of Chomp Champs, and it's just a way for you to kind of follow along the journey in a more bite-sized increment. And I hope that you're enjoying this so far. It's been Brian and the Vid-Bits, and I've been moving in silence, so hopefully you've been okay with that. It's late, so it allows me to kind of hone in more. Alright, just give me a moment. Let's see here. This little pack snack here, the snack pack, the 90-minute session, we only got one loss. It was at the very beginning. It wasn't like a loss, it was a second place, and the rest we got dubs. So that's pretty sweet. And then just go ahead and looking at it locally. Wow. 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 There we go. So we're gonna put in the work, but it's literally about the dubs. I've been trying to say that. It's about the dubs, and we're putting in the work, guys. So we now are third locally in the United States East. overall third, guys, in this pack snack, and couldn't be more proud. Also globally, we are now on the Splash page. I don't have to scroll down. Here we are, showing that, unfortunately, it just really depends on your skill, and your rating will go up based on getting dubs. So the next person that we have to worry about is Eve Branch. It looks like it's going to be on the global leaderboard. Let's see, the US East is the same, so Shiba Inu and Kofi. There's Shiba Inu and Kofi, so I don't really even have to look at the local US East leaderboard anymore, because I know that the people that are ahead of me are first and second in our division, but globally they are second and fourth. So that makes us the best PlayStation player in the US East and the third best PlayStation player globally. So hopefully you guys are proud of me. I'm working my butt off to try to keep us up there. I'm not just doing it for the pride of it all. I'm doing it to put their name up there so we can get more exposure to our brand, which in turn will allow us to be able to use that reach to do more things with you guys, more community stuff, more content, and also be more accessible. So wow, those guys are just going. Wow, 764 and 815. So if I on my pace, wow, I'm gonna have to get into the 700 wins to even start to be up there against those guys. But I'm not giving up, guys. You can clearly see I'm the third highest ranked undefeated player. And the people that are up there with above 500, I almost and definitely believe they started early access, and we did not have that luxury. We started the 8th or the 9th. I don't remember if it was the 8th or the 9th with everybody else. So but I'm just gonna give you a chance to marinate on that. But yeah, we're getting there, guys. Kofi is on a tear. I honestly don't know what to say about it. I respect the grind. I just know that means I have to put so much more time in to get there. So I'm gonna have to knuckle down, guys, and do the best I can to get there. So, but that being said, that's the end of this pack snack of the snack pack. Give me a small 5-minute window, and I'm gonna push some more. Obviously, I gotta push some more. So let me get on the grind. Give me a moment to hydrate, and I will be right back. Alright guys, gonna jump back in. So, as far as the global leaderboard goes, on the US East goes, there's no reason for me to check it anymore than during the next pack snack, because I'm not gonna make 12,500 rating. But globally, it is possible before it's all said and done to end up 5th, so that's a pretty noble goal. We should try to see what we can do, because obviously we have a lot of ground to gain. 816 games, 764 games, that's crazy. It's alright, I'm not stressing about it. It's a challenge for a reason, it's a goal for a reason, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close the game real quick so I can make sure that it's caught up with the dubs and all that. Bandai Namco was awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I thought so. 279, that's what I thought. That's why I restarted it. Holy shit. Holy shit, guys. That's officially the fucking second worst I've finished. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's how people get losses, guys. Don't feel like you need to feed into the fucking missions. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a panic attack, guys. Jeez. Stay in your lane. Oh my god. But I also think that some people are doing that kind of crap on purpose to just rack up wins. That's also why when you look though, the rating that people have, and they can have, I have a better win-loss record, or some people have a better more wins than me, and they have a lower rating because they do that kind of stuff. Not necessarily on purpose. But if you can find a way to finish intentionally early, and it just seems like then you're just gonna rack up wins, but you still then can have 300 wins. You could be 300 and 0 and 1 every time, and be 900 and 0 and placed like 28th or 30th, and have the same ranking. So it doesn't matter. Wins don't matter. It's like also the quality of the win. So let that be a lesson. Holy crap, that was close. Jeez, guys. If you didn't know, because you're used to seeing me, like, that broke a big win streak too. That was like, I don't know, it was like a 30 win streak or 20 something win streak or something. Yeah, that's like a 20 win streak. So regardless, if you finish in the top 32, you get a dub. In the lower 32, it's an L. So jeez, was that close, guys. Wow. A little bit of drama. If you snuck in and saw this, you got a little bit of drama. I mean, it's been a little calm the last couple of streams, and I'm appreciative of that. But wow, I'm just trying to take a deep breath and it could happen that quickly, guys. If you're undefeated, that's how fast it's like it could happen. So you just have to be humble and respectful and appreciative and blessed and thankful. You know, feel that way, feel and resonate that way. Like, I haven't been like using my mantra itself. I've been trying to be chill, but it's been at the end of a long day, a long productive day. So I'm not going to forget all the things, all the lessons of the day before I go to bed. So I'm just trying to meditate on it, and I was just a little too involved, you know, and I just want to again just be appreciative and thankful and talk about that. Wow, that last one, guys, 29th. When I chart this all out, that's the second lowest placing we've had since we started, out of now, 280 games, so we have now a 30th place and a 29th place, so we cut it close twice. But I'm not trying to ever just play it safe and then finish the game. I'm trying to get first place every time I can, because you get 75 points for a dub. And, that was just horrible. Now I feel motivated to even more to, like, rally from that. Because I'm not sure, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I don't know how many people, like, when they feel like they know that they're safe, they kind of just beef the game, or they don't really care as much because they're safe, and I'm not playing like that. I want to have good stats, too. Wow. Oof. That was dumb. Like, in this situation, like, I'm probably, they would probably think I'm facing a bot and I'll get 55 points if I lose, and that's not me. I'd rather get the extra 25 points, and it's just like, it will pay off, guys. Like, don't cheapen the win just because you can get a win still, especially when we're facing other people. Like, in the end, you're not gonna, like, give up to them, so don't, treat these bots as practice for when the tournaments happen, guys. Like, oh shit. Oh my gosh. People that caught the second half of this snack pack with episode 2 is part of it. It's the second half has just been a little, that rocked it a bit. That rocked it up a bit. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. I was playing around with the zoom function and saw a lot of options that I didn't normally see, because I don't be zooming. And you can look, at the historical footage of all the games I've had that I don't be doing that, and so I was doing it, and now I know why not. So just another one of those examples of, even though I said I was going to do a lot more tutoring on how to play this game or whatever, don't do that too much, especially if you're used to me where you're not doing it at all. So, man, it's still resonating with me now about 10 minutes later. I'll tell you that. Yeah, 29th to 30th, 31st, 32nd. So I was 4 places away for the highest, like the lowest I could possibly, rank and not get a loss. So, wow. Ugh. Whew. The fatigue is not going to be a factor once I find a way to schedule this in properly, but I'm just telling you guys, like, you're burning yourself out. Some of you guys up there in the top, like, you're doing it because you feel pressure, and I get it, but man, just try to be intelligent about how you go about doing it, because you don't want to burn yourself out. And I hope that you respect my grind, because I'm a content creator, so, like, me and my son basically are on the full-time grind on the outside of me, just to try to do this as a stunt and as an appreciation for Pacman and all that. So just be humble and appreciative, and basically, like, stay in your lane, but be thankful about where you're at, and know that it's that close away from anything that could happen, but know that should also just ground you, I guess, per se. It's kind of funny, because when you're a kid, you get grounded and it's a bad thing, right? But, like, as an adult, we want to be grounded because it kind of, like, roots us in the solidarity that we need to make sure that we make good decisions. So In this case, it's don't use the zoom and just get all crazy and do stuff you don't normally do when you're trying to maintain a perfect streak and everything else has been okay. He thought it was me. Ugh. Ugh. Let's just not worry about whether or not that catches up. It should catch up. telling you what. God, that is just the worst. Jeez. If I just figured something out. Hey, what's going on? FGTFW, what's up, man? Good to have you in chat. If you are not subscribed, please do so. If you want to follow me, as we are going to now, if I've figured this out, crush the living crap out of the ranking system here. We're doing well in the U.S. Eastern Division and also trying to rep the global leaderboards with the Vid-Bits, which is a father-son gaming duo here on YouTube. Sorry if I sound a little forced. We've recorded a lot of content, so this stream I've been kind of quiet. But I appreciate to have you here along with the journey, especially on me putting in the grind. You might stick around and see Win 300, and yeah, I'm ready to make my presence known. You know, one of my favorite animes is Samurai Champloo, and there's a samurai there, and he keeps saying, "I'm gonna make it big." The problem is that guy always presents like he's gonna make it big, and he's kind of a shell, kind of fake, kind of representative of some of the people on the leaderboards here. I'm not gonna say who you are. You may or may not be doing things bad, but there's other people that are representing it with higher win number, but they don't have a high rating or ranking because they don't have a high rating because they don't have a lot of wins on the number one. But we pride ourselves of having a very high win record. You can check it out from the very beginning where we started streaming from pretty much this. I don't know. It's within the first day that it was released. That wasn't the early access. So I've been trying to stream it every day, or we have streamed it every day really, besides that day. So I'm just gonna continue to try to push really hard and see how far we can go with the game, man. I'm gonna see if I figured something out. And then if I figured something out before the 300th game, I'll have figured something really awesome out and I'll be really happy. And I'll I don't know, it'll be like an epiphany moment, and I'll be just really stoked. Oh, that was a little greedy. I don't know, he didn't survive it, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Because I think I have a hunch of some sort of tech that I just have not quite figured out, but it's gonna daze me. Yeah, those guys are all the same. He might even run into me because they're dinging like that. Alright, you can have the rest of it. Oh, no, maybe not. Wait. There you go. Have the rest of it. That's all you. That's yours. Wow. I just took a lot more time. I don't know if it necessarily worked. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to see if I can take take some of these maze a lot faster than that. Nope, I don't know if necessarily my theory panned out or not. So let's keep staying the course. Oh my god. 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 Turn the TV back on. Oh my god. Shit. Okay, that was another panic attack on this stream. Jesus. Oh shit. Roku TV powering off. Watching the thing power off. I wasn't sure which button freaking canceled the game. Could you imagine being in the game and you turn the TV off and there's your streak? There it went. So close to the milestone. I'm not even saying it. Like, you're not supposed to jinx yourself, so I'm not even saying it. Just blessed and humble and appreciative to be here, guys. And it's just, wow. I just put that remote so flippin' far away from me, dude. Ridiculous. That being said, that wraps up that pack snack. So that would be like the cut there, and after this is the afterflow. So this is being still hungry and forgetting our manners, which we pretty much wrap up to an even number. I'm going to do a couple more wins to wrap it up to an even 300 and call it a stream. I hope that you guys are enjoying it so far as we continue to quest to be number one on the leaderboard in the Eastern United States and the global leaderboard as well. That's a 10th. Wow. Jeez. Jeez. I don't even know what to say about that one. I don't know if I've ever even got a 10th. That's what I get for going over and staying outside of my zone, staying outside my lane for too long. It's fine, it's humbling, you gotta stay humble. It's also been the end of a long day. I'm pushing myself to the limit, which is fine, but it's going to be just to the limit getting these last 3 wins, and I'll try to make sure that they're memorable and good games. So, I'd like to say GG's to that last win, but of course it was probably a bot because of, me being so high up in the ranking that they're trying to not put me up against people being, so I don't know what that means. I don't know. But what just happened is what I think happens all the time to people that are at the top. Not necessarily top, but some of the people, because if you look at how many wins they have versus how many, what their rating is, and, where their ranking is, it just all lines up that they have more wins, but they have a higher percentage of the lower quality win, with it being less than first place. So, we got a 10th, but the worst that we got was the 29th today, and that's the second worst we've gotten, period. It's not too bad. If you look over the course of all of them, it's going to be just a handful of craziness like that, but the majority of it is really quality wins, good matches. I'll be happy when Japan's added into the mix, so we don't have to stress about there not being a lot of people playing, even if they'll be really good. I'm fine with that. I mean, at that point, I'll be ready for the competition, and I can still worry about, staying in my lane and trying to represent the Eastern United States division, and then, hone my skills against the best that they have to offer. I'm not ducking it, or definitely welcoming it, so. But I'm sorry, I've been talking too much. My voice is kind of shot, so I've been kind of just chilling and trying to rack up these dubs, but there's been a little bit of DPS that accidentally turned the TV off. That could have screwed everything up. I had that crazy 29th and a 10th, so in the stretch of a 3-ish hour session, that's the worst run I've had as far as like luck goes and doing bad play. So I'll take it. It's a laydown that's bound to happen, so I'm not shying away from it. I'm in no way perfect, and in fact it's good things like that humble me and make me be more appreciative and try to work harder towards being respectful towards the play and not being sloppy and that kind of stuff. So then also, I was just going into other mazes way too early, and it was like all counterproductive to strategies that if you watch, the first leg of this journey, you'll see that that's exactly what I tell you not to do. So that's exactly why that happened. I know why it happened. I can blame myself only for it, especially, the 29th one, not so much the 29th place match. That was more so I was still trying to learn in and lean into the zooming tech, and I don't know. I'm trying to find out whether or not that's useful or not. It is really when we start having a lot more real players, especially maybe it's during the specific part of time of day I'm playing around here, and I'll try to play at a different time and see if I can get across with some more real people, because I seem to be hitting this AM pocket now where nobody is either up or active, which I understand because here it's, early in the morning. But I also seem to zen out and play better at the end of a long day, so that works too. Alright, just 2 more, and we'll call it for this. And this is, like I said, this is the overflow, so still hungry and forgot your manners. Just, just talking a little bit about how the session went, how the 2 sessions went. The snack pack, which is just a couple pack snacks, which is how I incremented it off as a 90-minute session. So 2 90-minute sessions for future viewing when I cut it up. And then, the overflow will probably be its own folder too, but that way you can kind of see it all in the continuous streams as we presented it live, and then also be able to imbibe it in nice little chunks when you want to watch in the future if you ever want to catch up the journey, or also mainly for us is for historical purposes and logging purposes and being able to look back at it. It's easier for us to be able to look at it that way too. But it's not to say that there won't be some 8 to 10 to 12 hour streams or more coming up soon with this, because it's going to have to be that way in order to get myself back into competitive shape. I didn't play a little bit for a couple days, and then I almost lost a quarter of what I gained on the leaders, which is who I'm truly chasing. This will put me a third of the way there from the person that's on the very top. But that's okay, because once we're ruling the roost in the entire United States, I'll be okay chasing that person, which is fine. I don't know, it's very fun and very thrilling to me to be able to even be in the hunt, let alone be able to almost be at the milestone that I'm going to be able to stop this specific stream. And it's why the 29th place earlier was so harrowing. I won't lie, there's a couple instances where I dozed off a bit. It's been a very, very long day. I'll have to be a little bit more mindful. Also, I didn't consume any caffeine, and I normally do, so I think my body was like reacting to that. I didn't consume next to any caffeine today, so yeah, I gotta, when I continue to stay the course and stuff, I probably should keep the regimen too, but it's all good. I digress. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know a lot of people that do crazy stuff like that. You know, snipe lanes that close and run lanes that close by like fractions of a second, but I mean, as a Pacman player, you either feel the confidence to do the lane or not. So like I said, I wanted a couple good games before the 300th game, so that's pretty cool to have some play like that. Make up for the 10th and the 29th, which again, I only have a handful that aren't first or second, so in almost the overwhelming majority, over 90% are first places in this, you know, stack that we got going on. I'm very thankful and blessed to be in the position to do that, so thank you Namco. I'm sorry, thank you Namco initially for making Pacman, but Bandai Namco for, you know, doing all the things that they do with everything. And, you know, since it's the merch company and everything, I guess it's just the nostalgia for Namco. But thank you so much for this game. Thank you so much, Pacman. You've given me so much joy in my life so far, and I can't wait to see what kind of places we're able to be taken with this. So we're gonna do, wait. I'm gonna leave the cube because I want to make sure it counts. Yeah, okay, here we go. $2.99 and here we go. Set this goal out after we beat the Castle Crashers for the Game and Day May stream, and then we pretty much took a small sabbatical and then jumped right into this. And as you can see, this is over a 3-hour stream, so again, I hope that you see that as gamers we're dedicated. It's never a stress or a strive or anything for us to be able to do feats like this. We just have to usually train and sacrifice somewhere else. In this case, it's usually sleep before I go on to my shoot job, before you guys, you know, make us able to do this full time, which I know you will. I believe in you. You believe in us. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. Circular like Pac people. As I continue to wax intellectual and we go into the 300th game, and hopefully we get the 300th win. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this so far. If you have, please like and subscribe for more content. I'm Brian, and then my son Braden is also, he's asleep right now, is what we comprise as the Vid-Bits, and we're a father-son gaming duo on YouTube. And we hope that you enjoy all the breadth of content that we try to provide for you. We're very susceptible to suggestions, so if you have any suggestions on any of the content that we do or videos that we can do for you in the future as far as like things to cover, we always take a look at that, so feel free to you know, comment that in any of the videos below. So let's go ahead and with that, and let's go with the 300th match. Let's just hope that we have a good match. Well, a blessing for the 300th match for them just to spit that out there. I figured I'd put it in a set of one for the V300th win. Ooh, what a jerk. I can't wait to get to the keyboard with somebody. That's gonna be awesome. Bam, there it is, baby. All right. That's a sigh of relief, guys. That's a sigh of relief. So I want to go ahead and catch you up and show you where we left off, where we're leaving off for this session, rather. And this is the overflow to the two pack snacks that I did, the two 90-minute sessions in this stream. You know, I called those pack snacks because they're 90-minute sessions, and the snack pack was many of those, in this case just two, but still we did some pushing. The overflow, like I said, is the you know, still hungry and forgot your manners, so that's us catching up and kind of like rounding off the this stream in an even win number. So this case is 300, which is great. It's an awesome milestone. Very happy to be at this point. And let's go ahead and, you know, reap the reward of checking to see where that puts us. Again, except for a couple outliers, we had a pretty good session between the two pack snacks. So let's look and see where we ended up. There we go. So there we are versus our competition. I mean, it's very clear the gap. Toy Hunter, they obviously are trying to keep up with me, but the gap in skill unfortunately is there for them. They can see it, as well as Shiba Inu. I can see the gap in skill there because they have 225 more wins than me, but only 10,000 more, 11,000 more rating. So that's not that's almost double the wins as me. So it makes me think that I can see the gap in skill there. So, but if I also translate my per wins, if you know, Kofi and me are close, I can tell that, because if I have 300 wins and I multiply that times 2, that's 600 wins to get about 4,300. And then if I do that in half, so to get 750 for you, let's see. My brain's tapped. I'm trying to do maths. If half of it's about another 10k, that'd be 53. So I could possibly be about as good as Kobe, or you know, it's gonna be close. And the reason why I wasn't stressing and I finally figured it out is, I mean, yeah, they'll keep playing, but they'll eventually have to take some sort of break, and I just have to try not to have any more. I mean, I really got to get first almost all the time, because they've almost got first all the time with that ratio based on me doing the maths. Now, if we go over there and look at the global, I'm going to be able to get up here and be kicking down Eve Branch's door here soon. As well as Ava Gadora Sada 007, and I mean, Sheena Inu is not too high in front of me there. And then, you know, cost adjusted, if I get another 150 wins, it'd be another 10k. So Socrates it's very doable, guys. It's the maths, and then also if I look at you know, if I look at Mint Daddy versus Kobe, the three of us are all equal playing ground based on looking at the maths, looking at the stats, looking at the ratio of ratings. So I'm gonna have to not have any more losses, guys. Like, not as far as like losses, I mean like no weird stuff, no weird outliers, and I pretty much need to get first place every time, because they are almost doing that. And if they don't, that's the little differences that's gonna put us up in the top 3 in the world. So you know, putting the Vid-Bits on top of the leaderboard, we've done that now. So we've not put ourselves on the very top. We're going to be number 1, but if you look at it, we're already on the very top of the leaderboard. We're on the top of the splash page. We're number 7. So to finish this session out on this overflow episode, which is, you know, still hungry, we pretty much have locked in 3rd place right now globally by a little bit. You know, give us a little bit of room. That's 750, let's see, is 10 wins. So we're gathering about 1,200 experience points in a 90-minute period. So, you know, that's the ratio of it. So every hour and a half, about 1,200 experience points based on the pacing. So if we stay the course, we should be fine. We shouldn't stress, because these people behind us here, Toy Hunter, Gamer Bull, Space, these guys are great players. These are good players, but they're obviously not as flawless as we are. We have the 2nd highest undefeated record in the United States local Eastern Division, and then as far as like globally, we have, obviously you can see on this board here, we're only the third people that are this high up that are undefeated next to Space. Rounding out the top 10 undefeated, and then going up and down, we got Stolen Shot here rocking in at 209-0 undefeated, and then Freight Train coming up behind them, trying to, like, you know, coming in and hot and staying up here in what we consider the Chomp Champs, the top 20, and we are there. So, you know, we can say we're top 20 in the game, but we're still fighting. We're not giving up. We're gonna keep working hard. You know, obviously we can see since we started, Mint Daddy Pig is working hard still too, but he's got a couple losses. You know, he's made some mistakes. Mistakes are made or will be made if you are sloppy, especially being crazy like me and playing super late and then getting fatigued and literally falling asleep a couple times during this. I'll have to look back and see where that is, and then accidentally turning my television off, so I could have done that in the middle of the game. So mistakes were made, and then a 29th place, which was 4 away from being being one of those guys that's like in 1 or in 2, and I'm trying to go as far as I can with the undefeated record, obviously, because we're already this far, and we're only the 3rd person to get this far doing it. So, but with that being said, we end the night as the 3rd best PlayStation player globally, the 7th best overall globally, and the 1st best PlayStation player in the U.S. Eastern Division, and 3rd overall in the U.S. Eastern Division. So it's been amazing. It's been a great sesh, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. So this has been the Still Hungry Forgot Your Manners portion of the overflow of the 2nd pack snack of this snack pack, which I know it sounds like a crazy thing to say, but I know it's kind of fun for me to do it, and I'm trying to also do a tongue twister. I love alliteration and tongue twisters too, so it's kind of funny. But it's been a great sesh. I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay chomping, and I hope that you have fun and good lanes, good vibes, good games. And we'll see you in the next one. It's been Brian from the Vid-Bits. Peace. Oh, you guys still here? Alright. I appreciate you. You guys subscribed, right? Liking and subscribing these videos? I hope so. We appreciate it. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.